suppose it was basically a process of elimination. So I ruled out the 1930s.
Before the Porsche, before the legend of reckless speed froze him in time, there was a young actor tearing through California roads on a lean British motorcycle, James Dean's Triumph Tiger. 100 wasn't just transportation, it was a rebellion on two wheels. Here are 20 weird facts about the motorcycle that helped shape the rebel icon. Number 20, it was one of the fastest production motorcycles of its era.
Far over I can go on these because I haven't been this fast before.
In the early 1950s, the Triumph Tiger 100 was considered an incredibly fast machine for a production motorcycle. The name Tiger 100 itself came from Triumph's famous achievement of reaching 100 miles per hour with earlier versions of the bike. That speed benchmark became part of the model's identity. By the time James Dean owned one, the Tiger 100 was already respected among riders who valued both performance and agility. Its 500 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine produced lively acceleration and a surprisingly high top speed compared with many motorcycles on American roads at the time. For a young actor drawn to adrenaline and mechanical excitement, the Tiger 100 offered the perfect balance. It wasn't a bulky cruiser, it was nimble, responsive, and capable of thrilling speed. Riders described it as a machine that felt alive beneath them, vibrating with energy and demanding skill. That raw character suited Dean's personality perfectly. The bike didn't isolate the rider from sensation, it amplified it. In an era before modern electronic aids, controlling that performance required real attention and instinct. Owning such a fast motorcycle helped cement Dean's image as someone drawn toward risk and velocity long before Hollywood mythologized him. Number 19, James Dean rode it daily through Hollywood streets.
On a British Carburetor, obviously, but on the smaller bikes, it's not too noticeable. I just found.
Unlike many celebrities who treat vehicles as occasional luxuries, James Dean used his Triumph Tiger 100 as everyday transportation. During the early days of his rising career, he could often be seen weaving through Los Angeles traffic on the slim British motorcycle. The bike was perfect for city movement. Its relatively lightweight and responsive throttle allowed quick navigation through crowded streets and tight corners. That practicality made it appealing for someone living a fast-paced, unpredictable schedule between auditions, rehearsals, and film shoots. The Tiger 100's narrow profile helped Dean slip through traffic in ways larger American motorcycles could not. But practicality alone does not explain why he rode it so frequently. The motorcycle also projected a certain image. Leather jacket, wind-blown hair, British twin engine echoing between buildings, it was visual storytelling before he even stepped onto a film set. Photographs from the period show him relaxed and confident beside the bike, reinforcing his emerging rebel persona. Long before Rebel Without a Cause cemented that identity on screen, the Triumph helped broadcast it in real life. The motorcycle was not simply a commuting tool, it was an extension of his personality moving through Hollywood's streets. Number 18, the Tiger 100 had racing DNA built into it. The Triumph Tiger 100 was never intended to be a slow, casual cruiser. From its earliest design roots, the model carried racing inspiration. Triumph engineers built the bike around a lively 500 cubic centimeter twin-cylinder engine, paired with relatively lightweight construction. That combination made it extremely competitive in amateur racing and performance events during the 1940s and 1950s. Riders valued the Tiger 100 because it could be pushed hard without feeling sluggish or unstable. It was agile, quick to accelerate, and capable of sustained speed when properly tuned. That racing pedigree filtered down into everyday road versions. When James Dean rode his Tiger 100, he was essentially riding a street machine shaped by competition engineering. Even if he never entered an official race with it, the bike carried the spirit of racing beneath its fuel tank. That lineage contributed to its reputation among enthusiasts. It was not just transportation, it was a machine that hinted at track performance. For someone fascinated by speed and mechanical capability, owning a motorcycle with racing heritage made perfect sense. The Tiger 100 offered a taste of competitive adrenaline without requiring a full racing career. Number 17. It helped shape his off-screen rebel image.
Sorry, Triumph Tiger 100. And absolutely, I want the single seat. Yeah, obviously the Tigers used to have the twin seats.
James Dean's rebellious reputation was not purely the creation of movie studios. Long before Rebel Without a Cause premiered, his lifestyle already projected a restless, independent spirit. The Triumph Tiger 100 played a quiet role in shaping that perception. Riding a motorcycle in the 1950s carried strong cultural symbolism. It suggested independence, risk-taking, and defiance of conventional expectations. Unlike comfortable sedans driven by most Hollywood actors, a motorcycle exposed the rider to wind, noise, and public attention. It was a statement of freedom rather than status. When Dean appeared around Los Angeles on the Tiger 100, the image reinforced everything audiences would later see on screen. The slim British machine looked lean and aggressive beneath him, emphasizing movement rather than luxury. Photographs of Dean with the motorcycle circulated in magazines and publicity material, helping embed the visual connection between actor and machine. The bike did not make him rebellious by itself, but it amplified a personality that was already challenging Hollywood norms. In hindsight, the Triumph became part of the mythology surrounding his early career. It symbolized the restless energy that made him such a compelling figure. Number 16. It was much lighter than most American motorcycles of the time. One of the reasons James Dean favored the Triumph Tiger 100 was its relatively light weight compared with many American motorcycles available during the same period. Harley-Davidson models of the era often emphasized size and durability, but they were heavier and less agile in tight conditions. The British-built Tiger 100 took a different approach. Triumph engineers prioritized balance and maneuverability, keeping the bike slimmer and easier to control. This lighter construction made the motorcycle feel lively when accelerating or leaning into corners. Riders frequently described the Tiger 100 as nimble and responsive, almost like an extension of their body rather than a heavy machine to wrestle with. For someone with quick reflexes and a love of spirited riding, that responsiveness would have been irresistible. The bike encouraged active engagement rather than passive cruising. Dean could lean into curves, accelerate quickly from stops, and handle urban traffic more easily than riders on heavier machines. That mechanical agility reinforced the sense that the motorcycle was built for movement and energy. It suited his restless personality perfectly. Instead of overwhelming the rider with bulk, the Tiger 100 invited them to interact with the road dynamically. Number 15, it required a ritual to start every ride. Unlike modern motorcycles that start with a push of a button, the Triumph Tiger 100 demanded a physical starting ritual. Riders had to use a Kickstarter to bring the engine to life. This process involved turning on the fuel, adjusting the choke, finding the correct piston position, and delivering a firm, controlled kick. If the timing was wrong, the engine might sputter or refuse to start. That ritual made every ride feel intentional. James Dean would have experienced this mechanical interaction every time he prepared to leave. The act of kickstarting created a moment of focus before motion. It also reinforced the connection between rider and machine. You didn't simply turn a key and go. You participated in the process. Many riders of the era described this interaction as part of the motorcycle's personality. The engine felt earned when it finally roared to life. For Dean, who enjoyed hands-on mechanical experiences and speed, that ritual likely added to the appeal of the Tiger 100. It made riding feel raw and authentic rather than automated. Number 14, it produced a distinctive British twin sound. The Triumph Tiger 100 had a sound unlike most American motorcycles of its time. Instead of the deep, slow rumble associated with large V-twin cruisers, the Tiger produced a sharper, quicker exhaust rhythm. Its parallel twin engine fired in a pattern that created a crisp, energetic tone. Riders often described the sound as lively rather than thunderous. That difference made British motorcycles instantly recognizable on the road. When James Dean rode through Los Angeles streets, the Tiger 100 would have echoed a unique mechanical voice between buildings. The sharper exhaust note reflected the bike's performance-oriented character. It suggested speed and agility rather than brute torque. Sound is a powerful part of a motorcycle's identity. Even before a rider sees the machine, they can hear it approaching. For fans of British motorcycles, that rhythmic engine note became a signature of the brand. The Tiger 100 didn't try to dominate the environment with volume. Instead, it announced itself with precision and urgency. That personality aligned perfectly with Dean's image of restless energy. Number 13. It required constant mechanical attention. Owning a motorcycle like the Triumph Tiger 100 meant becoming familiar with its mechanical needs. Unlike modern bikes that can run thousands of miles without adjustment, machines of the 1950s demanded regular care. Carburetors needed tuning, chains required tightening, and oil levels had to be checked frequently. Riders often carried basic tools with them. These tasks were not unusual for the era, but they meant the owner needed patience and mechanical awareness. James Dean reportedly enjoyed understanding how machines worked, which made the Tiger 100 a fitting choice. Maintaining the motorcycle meant interacting with it beyond simply riding. Adjusting cables or tightening bolts created a deeper relationship between rider and machine. Many enthusiasts believe this level of involvement is what made vintage motorcycles so rewarding. You felt responsible for the bike's health. Every adjustment affected how it behaved on the road. That mechanical intimacy reinforced the sense that the motorcycle was more than transportation. It was a living system requiring attention and respect. Number 12, it connected him to a growing youth motorcycle culture. During the 1950s, motorcycles were becoming symbols of youth independence in America. Young riders were discovering that motorcycles offered freedom and excitement beyond traditional cars. The Triumph Tiger 100 played a role in that emerging culture. British motorcycles were especially popular among younger riders because they were lighter and sportier than many American machines. James Dean, riding one, placed him within that growing community of enthusiasts seeking adventure on two wheels. Motorcycles represented mobility without restriction. Riders could travel quickly, explore winding roads, and feel directly connected to the environment around them. For a generation beginning to challenge social expectations, that sense of freedom was powerful. Dean's image on the Triumph helped reinforce the association between motorcycles and youthful rebellion. Even if he was simply commuting across Los Angeles, the symbolism resonated strongly with audiences. The Tiger 100 became part of a broader cultural movement that would later explode into full motorcycle subculture across the country. Number 11, it foreshadowed his later obsession with speed. James Dean's fascination with fast machines did not begin with his famous Porsche sports cars. The Triumph Tiger 100 was an early step in that lifelong attraction to speed and performance. Riding a quick, responsive motorcycle exposed him to the thrill of acceleration and control. The bike's lively engine and lightweight chassis encouraged spirited riding. That excitement often leads enthusiasts toward other high-performance vehicles. In Dean's case, it eventually translated into sports car racing. The Tiger 100 offered a taste of that adrenaline long before he entered competitive motorsport. It allowed him to experience rapid movement and mechanical power in a direct way. Motorcycles intensify sensation because there is no barrier between rider and environment. Wind, vibration, and sound all amplify the feeling of speed. For someone already drawn to risk and excitement, the motorcycle likely strengthened that fascination. In hindsight, the Tiger 100 feels like the beginning of a pattern. It was the first chapter in a story defined by powerful machines and the pursuit of velocity. Number 10. It reflected the cafe racer spirit before the movement had a name.
Those moments were short-lived because I took another look up into my rearview mirror where I could see Simon.
The Triumph Tiger 100 that James Dean rode carried the DNA of what would soon become known as cafe racer culture, even before that term became widely popular. In Britain during the 1950s and early 1960s, young riders began modifying lightweight motorcycles to race between roadside cafes. These machines were stripped down, fast, and built with one goal in mind: speed between short points on public roads. The Tiger 100 fit perfectly into that philosophy, even in stock form. It was slim, relatively lightweight, and capable of impressive acceleration for its size. Riders could push it harder than heavier touring motorcycles. While Dean rode his in California rather than London, the same spirit applied. The bike encouraged spirited riding rather than relaxed cruising. Its riding position leaned slightly forward, placing the rider closer to the machine's center of gravity. That stance made the motorcycle feel more athletic and responsive. The idea of a fast, lean British twin tearing through streets aligned perfectly with the rebellious image Dean projected. Even if he never participated in the British cafe racing scene, his Tiger 100 embodied the same restless energy. It was a machine built for motion and attitude rather than comfort and luxury. Number 9, its narrow profile made it perfect for tight city riding. One overlooked advantage of the Triumph Tiger 100 was its slim physical design. Compared with larger motorcycles of the time, the bike's engine and frame were relatively narrow. This allowed the rider's legs to sit closer together and gave the motorcycle a compact overall footprint. In dense city environments like Los Angeles, that narrowness made a real difference. Riders could maneuver through traffic more easily and slip through gaps that larger motorcycles struggled with. The bike's weight distribution also helped maintain balance at low speeds, which is crucial when navigating busy streets. James Dean reportedly enjoyed riding through the city on his motorcycle, and the Tiger 100's dimensions made that experience far more manageable. The narrow frame also contributed to the motorcycle's agile feel when leaning into turns. With less bulk between the rider and the road, every movement felt more direct. The rider could shift body weight slightly and feel the bike respond immediately. That responsiveness made the Tiger 100 feel alive and energetic beneath the rider. For someone like Dean, who appreciated machines that reacted quickly and decisively, the bike's compact design would have been a major advantage. Number 8, its riding position exposed the rider completely to the road. Unlike many modern motorcycles that provide windshields, fairings, and ergonomic seating designed for comfort, the Triumph Tiger 100 offered very little protection from the elements. The rider sat upright with arms extended toward relatively simple handlebars, feet resting on mid-mounted pegs, and nothing blocking the wind ahead. This meant that every ride involved direct contact with the environment. Wind pressure increased rapidly with speed, and road vibrations traveled through the frame directly into the rider's body. That exposure created an intense sense of connection with the road. Riders felt every shift in pavement texture, every gust of air, and every change in engine vibration. For James Dean, that kind of sensory experience likely enhanced the thrill of riding. Motorcycles of the era demanded physical engagement rather than passive comfort. The Tiger 100 required the rider to brace slightly against wind at higher speeds and maintain awareness of body position while cornering. That constant physical involvement made riding feel more like a dynamic activity than simple transportation. It transformed every trip into an experience where the rider was part of the machine's movement through space. Number 7, its suspension was simple but surprisingly capable. The Triumph Tiger 100 used a fairly straightforward suspension system by modern standards. The front featured telescopic forks, while the rear relied on twin shock absorbers connected to the swing arm. Although this setup might seem basic today, it represented solid engineering for the 1950s. Triumph designed the suspension to handle both everyday road riding and more spirited use. The telescopic forks helped absorb bumps and dips in the road, reducing the harshness that earlier rigid motorcycle designs suffered from. Meanwhile, The twin rear shocks allowed the rear wheel to move independently from the frame when encountering uneven surfaces. This improved stability and comfort compared with older motorcycles that had little suspension travel. Riders found the Tiger 100 surprisingly composed when riding quickly through curves or over imperfect roads. The suspension did not isolate the rider completely from the road, but it provided enough compliance to maintain control. That balance between feedback and comfort was part of the bike's appeal. It gave the rider confidence to push the machine harder without feeling completely unsettled by rough pavement. Number 6. It visually matched the minimalist style that defined his image. James Dean's public image became synonymous with a particular aesthetic: simple clothing, understated style, and quiet intensity. His wardrobe often consisted of plain white t-shirts, denim, boots, and leather jackets. The Triumph Tiger 100 complemented that look perfectly. Unlike flamboyant custom motorcycles with bright paint and elaborate chrome accessories, the Tiger 100 carried a relatively clean and functional appearance. Its design emphasized mechanical form rather than decoration. The fuel tank, engine, and frame were clearly visible, creating a straightforward visual structure. That simplicity mirrored the understated fashion choices Dean became famous for. When photographs captured him standing beside the motorcycle, the combination felt natural rather than staged. Both rider and machine projected a similar message of authenticity over extravagance. The motorcycle didn't distract from his presence, it reinforced it. This visual harmony helped cement the connection between Dean and the Triumph in the public imagination. The motorcycle looked like something he would genuinely ride, not just a prop chosen for publicity. That authenticity contributed to the lasting image of James Dean as a rebellious yet understated cultural figure. Number 5. It used a dry sump oil system, unusual for everyday motorcycles. The Triumph Tiger 100 used a dry sump lubrication system, which was relatively advanced engineering for a road motorcycle in the 1950s. Instead of storing engine oil in a pan beneath the crankshaft, like many engines do, the Tiger stored its oil in a separate tank, mounted in the frame. From there, oil was pumped through the engine to lubricate moving parts and then returned to the tank. This design had several advantages. First, it helped keep the engine cooler because oil circulated more efficiently. Second, it reduced the chance of oil starvation during hard acceleration or aggressive cornering. These characteristics were especially valuable for motorcycles with racing heritage. The dry sump system also allowed engineers to position the engine lower in the frame since there was no bulky oil pan underneath it. Lowering the engine improved balance and stability, making the motorcycle feel more planted when leaning into turns. For riders like James Dean, that stability should have translated into greater confidence during spirited riding. While the system required careful monitoring of oil levels and occasional maintenance, it demonstrated Triumph's commitment to performance-oriented engineering. The Tiger 100 was not simply built to look sporty. It incorporated mechanical solutions that enhanced reliability and handling under demanding conditions. Number 4, it used Amal carburetors that demanded careful tuning. The Triumph Tiger 100 relied on Amal carburetors to deliver the precise fuel and air mixture required for combustion. Amal carburetors were widely used on British motorcycles during the mid-20th century and were known for their performance capabilities. However, they also required regular adjustment to maintain optimal operation. Temperature changes, altitude differences, and wear could affect how fuel mixed with incoming air. Riders often had to fine-tune the carburetor settings to ensure smooth acceleration and stable idling. This meant adjusting screws, cleaning jets, and occasionally synchronizing the carburetor to match engine performance. For many riders, these tasks were part of the normal ownership experience. Rather than relying on automated systems, the Tiger 100 demanded mechanical awareness from its owner. When properly tuned, the Amal carburetor delivered crisp throttle response and lively acceleration. The engine felt responsive and eager, reacting quickly when the rider twisted the throttle. But when neglected, the carburetor could cause rough running or hesitation. This constant interaction between rider and machine reinforced the hands-on character of motorcycles from that era. Owning a Tiger 100 meant understanding its mechanical needs and maintaining the delicate balance between fuel, air, and ignition. Number 3, its parallel twin-engine design shaped the feel of the entire motorcycle. At the heart of the Triumph Tiger 100 was a 500 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine, a configuration that became a defining feature of British motorcycles. In a parallel twin layout, two cylinders sit side by side in a vertical line and share a common crankshaft. This arrangement allowed the engine to remain relatively narrow while still producing strong performance. The compact design contributed to the Tiger 100's slim profile and responsive handling. The engine produced a distinctive vibration pattern and exhaust rhythm that riders quickly recognized. Unlike single-cylinder motorcycles, which could feel rough at higher speeds, the twin-cylinder layout smoothed out power delivery while maintaining lively character. This design also made the motorcycle easier to maintain because many engine components were accessible without extensive disassembly. Triumph engineers refined this parallel twin platform over decades, gradually improving reliability and efficiency. For riders like James Dean, the engine's personality was part of the motorcycle's charm. It produced a steady surge of power rather than explosive bursts, encouraging smooth acceleration and confident cruising. The balance between compact size and energetic performance made the parallel twin engine one of the most influential motorcycle designs of the 20th century. Number 2. Its frame geometry was designed to emphasize stability at speed. The frame of the Triumph Tiger 100 played a crucial role in shaping how the motorcycle behaved on the road. Triumph engineers used a tubular steel frame with carefully calculated angles to balance agility and stability. The steering head angle and wheelbase were chosen to ensure that the motorcycle tracked smoothly at higher speeds while remaining responsive during turns. This geometry helped riders maintain control when accelerating on open roads. A longer wheelbase improved straight-line stability, preventing the motorcycle from feeling twitchy at speed. At the same time, the relatively narrow frame allowed the rider to shift body weight easily. When leaning into corners, the frame also contributed to the bike's overall rigidity, reducing flex that could interfere with precise handling. For a rider like James Dean, who appreciated performance machines, this balanced geometry would have made the Tiger 100 feel composed and predictable. Even though motorcycles of the era lacked modern suspension technology, thoughtful frame design helped compensate for those limitations. The result was a machine capable of both quick maneuvering and confident high-speed riding. Number 1, its mechanical simplicity made it easier to repair on the roadside. One of the defining characteristics of the Triumph Tiger 100 was its mechanical simplicity. Motorcycles of the 1950s were built with straightforward engineering that allowed riders to perform basic repairs without specialized tools. The Tiger 100 followed this philosophy. Many of its components were easily accessible, including spark plugs, cables, and carburetors. If a rider experienced a minor issue during a ride, it was often possible to diagnose and fix the problem with a small toolkit. This practicality was especially valuable during long trips when professional service centers were not always nearby. Riders developed familiarity with their motorcycles, learning how to adjust controls, replace parts, and keep the engine running smoothly. For James Dean, who enjoyed machines and mechanical performance, this simplicity would have made the Tiger 100 appealing. The motorcycle rewarded owners who took the time to understand how it worked. Instead of hiding its mechanisms behind panels or electronic systems, it exposed them openly. That transparency fostered a deeper relationship between rider and machine. It also ensured that the motorcycle could remain operational even under challenging conditions. James Dean's Triumph Tiger 100 was more than a motorcycle parked beside a rising Hollywood star. It represented a moment in time when machines were raw, mechanical, and deeply personal. Riding one demanded attention, skill, and a willingness to engage directly with the road. There were no electronic systems smoothing out mistakes. Every vibration, every engine pulse, every shift in throttle response traveled straight to the rider. That honesty is part of what made the Tiger 100 such a fitting companion for Dean's restless personality. The motorcycle reflected the same qualities that made him unforgettable on screen: intensity, simplicity, and a refusal to follow predictable paths. Long before his Porsche racing stories became legendary, the Triumph gave him a first taste of speed and mechanical freedom. It carried him through Los Angeles streets through the early days of his career and into the mythology that still surrounds his name today. More than anything, the Tiger 100 symbolizes a different era of motorcycling, one where machines were lean, fast, and built for riders who wanted to feel every mile. For James Dean, that experience was not just transportation. It was part of the rebellion that defined a generation.